All right, guys, this is Emmett, the Alpha Builder again. Once again, guys, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Kind of help me get this algorithm out. I've been having this right here particular video on my board for about 2 weeks now. So I got to go ahead and get it off my board. So we got to talk about it. And this right here is about junior colleges. And guys, if you don't know, guys, I've been teaching at a junior college for, oh man, it's probably, man, that grass ended up turning out pretty nice, man. Jeez. If you don't know, guys, I've been teaching at a junior college for about 5 years here in Alabama. And I think pretty much most of the junior colleges kind of operate the same way. And as a matter of fact, I actually think, and this is just my opinion, guys, I think that if you are getting ready to go to school, I only think really about 25% of people should be going to 4-year colleges. And I think really that 4-year colleges should only be reserved for people who are doing science, technology, engineering, mathematics. I think that's it. I think everything else, trades and stuff like that, you need to get out here and do the trades. Guys, because what's happening right now, man, this AI stuff it's decimating white collar jobs. These little jobs that we go to school and we get all these jobs, and I got my PhD and I'm in an office somewhere and I'm such and such and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, those jobs are gone. They're phasing out. They're phasing out, guys. So I think that we should have, we should have more kids graduating from school going to community college, 2-year community college. I think that just 75% of them should be going to a 2-year community college. And the reason I say that is because you need to just jump out here and get the trades. But there's another reason that I think you should do that as well, especially if you don't have a full ride, guys. If you're graduating and you don't have a scholarship, a full 4-year scholarship in sports or whatever you have, academic or whatever you have, I think that at least the first 2 years, guys, you should go to a community college. It's going to be cheaper, especially if you got to pay for it out of your pocket. It's going to be cheaper, number one. And then number two, I mean, you can learn this stuff. The settings are a little bit smaller. You have a more one-on-one relationship with the instructors, etc. I think it's just a better situation for you. If that's, I think that's just the way we should be doing it. Now, I think the problem that we have right now, the problem I see, is that the system that we're living in right now, guys, it really only works for very wealthy people and very broke people who don't really have anything. People who have a lot and people who don't have a lot. That's what the system, because people who don't have a lot, they can go to a 4-year college because they qualify for financial aid, get all the tuition and stuff like that paid for. And I get it, man. You want to try to help the people out that's underprivileged, but you're really hurting the people in the middle who did everything the right way. They got married. The kids come from a 2-parent household. They stayed married. They worked together. They did everything the right way. They tried to save money. But right now, the current structure of the economy, the cost of things, cars and groceries and things like that, has driven the parents to the point where they don't have the money to send their kids to school, to a 4-year college. And not only that, guys, these 4-year colleges and just education in general they have just increased their costs to the point where, heck, man, if I went to school, I couldn't afford it. And I work and I do building. They price me out of it. This is how bad it is, guys. When I went to college in the 80s, guys. When I went to school, guys, when I first went to college in 1988, guys, tuition at UAB was $55 a semester hour. 9 hours was considered to be full-time student. Guys, I could actually use my check when I was working at Wendy's hamburgers, old-fashioned hamburgers. I could use my check to pay my college tuition back then. You cannot do that now. They priced us out. So the rich people and the very, very people at the bottom, they have options. People in the middle, which is most of the people, we're in trouble. So guys, if you got to pay your tuition, why not go to a community college, at least for the first 2 years? First 2 years is cheaper. Heck, you can stay at home. Y'all can save that money going off to college and stuff like that. You can save that money. Then you can go to school. The environment is smaller, man. I mean, you can do a whole lot better. And those courses are going to transfer over if you decide after 2 years you want to go to a 4-year college. Make sense? But that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about when it comes down to junior colleges is, guys, I don't think, what's up, man? I don't think that a person who's not, because most time in the community college, they're teaching trades. Now, if you're teaching general ed courses, we're not talking about you. But community college, if you're teaching a trade, I don't think someone should be teaching a trade. Yeah, that's yours. I don't think someone should be teaching a trade that they're not actually actively doing while they're teaching that trade. For instance, I don't think you should have a plumber teaching plumbing when he has never been out there in the field, has never ran a plumbing business, has never got out there and priced a plumbing job and did a plumbing job for pay for somebody, and just never went out there and did. I don't think those guys should be teaching it. I don't think that guys or gals or whatever should graduate from a junior college, get their associate's degree, and go right into being an instructor. I know that you could probably get away with that because I think the requirements would allow you to do that. No, guys, you need to get out here in the field. You need to be out here in the field. Now, this creates a dilemma. And the dilemma is, if you can actually do it, and you got to understand what kind of money these guys are making when they're doing it. If you can actually do it and make that money, why would you want to teach it? Because the teachers, the people that do it, the pay gap between the people who actually out here doing it and the guys out here who's teaching it and you probably got $100,000 difference between the two. So why would anybody who actually can do it want to sit down full time and teach it? I don't think that makes sense. Now, me on my case, I love to teach it, but here's the thing, guys, it does not interfere with me with what I'm doing at the junior college, being an instructor there, because most of my classes at nighttime. It doesn't interfere with me actually doing my business, which is a good case scenario. But I think most scenarios should be that way. And that is the dilemma that I have, guys. So where would you find these guys from? Where would you find these builders? Not builders, but where would you find these guys who can do it and teach it? That is a dilemma. And this is what I'm seeing right now, guys. So this is just something I'm thinking about. But here's another problem, guys. If you are most people who are actually out here doing the trades, say for instance, I'm a builder, guys. Builders don't like to be doing paperwork. They hate it. They hate paperwork. They hate that administrative type stuff, which is why some builders fail because they can't do the administrative side really, really good. And so most time when you have somebody who's real good in the field, they're not going to be good at paperwork. And guys, if you are an instructor in a junior college, and I don't know if it's a state thing, man, but it's kind of ran by the federal people, guys, they will administrate you to death. You're gonna be turning in paperwork for this, that, and the other. It's a night, guys. You can't even find time to figure out how you're gonna teach your classes, or become better, or be able to get out here and help your students more because you're gonna be so bogged down in administrative stuff. This is what's going on in a lot of cases. And if you find an instructor that's really, really good at that administrative stuff, they're not good at their trade. I'm telling you, and this is, if they're real good at paperwork, which means they want to be doing busy work. They're probably, and I'm not going to say always, guys, because there's always exceptions to the rule, but they're not going to be as good. If they're good at paperwork, they're not going to be as good in the field. So how are they going to be able to teach the field, which is what you're trying to teach? So this is the dilemma, man. I don't know how we're going to figure this thing right here out, man. It's becoming I don't know. I don't know. I actually think that what they should do, I think a requirement to be able to teach at a junior college should be that you have to have them to actually be involved in the trade at least 3 times a week. Share your thoughts, again. Let me know what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe, and I got to get this phone call.